there, I am Julie with Balanced Life with Julie, holistic nutritionist and certified health coach. This week, I want to talk to you about gut health. Gut health is an incredibly important aspect of health, and for me, it's actually a personal passion of mine because prior to my becoming a nutritionist, I actually suffered with an autoimmune condition, and I went to multiple naturopaths and medical doctors, and nobody ever talked to me about the state of my gut. Nobody talked to me about my diet. Nobody talked to me about what I was putting into my body that could be negatively impacting my gut health and causing some of the symptoms I was experiencing. So once I became a holistic nutritionist, gut health really piqued my interest. So I started to do a deep dive into all of the things that negatively impact gut health and how to improve gut health. Now, it is said that all disease begins in the gut. And yet for most people, if you look at their daily nutrition and lifestyle habits, they eat and live in such a way where they're completely unaware of how much it's impacting their body and especially their gut. Now, I want to remind you again that gut health and immune health are intimately tied. 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. So if you are eating things that are compromising your gut health, then you're also compromising your immune system simultaneously. So these are things that you want to be aware of. What are the signs that your gut health is off? Well, if you have issues with your skin, if you have any food sensitivities or food allergies, if you are experiencing a lot of gas and bloating, especially after you eat certain foods, sometimes that irritation has to do with the chemicals that might be sprayed onto the food. So that's also something to be aware of. And then along with that, if you're carrying a lot of weight in your midsection, sometimes that's a sign of chronic inflammation that's going on. And the other thing to pay attention to is how long it takes you to digest food. Are you eliminating on a regular basis, or are you someone who's constipated? The constipation industry, that industry to help people go to the bathroom, to help people go number 2, that is $1 billion industry. And so it's very clear that most people have issues with their gut, but they're not necessarily addressing them. Now, how can your gut start to have issues? Well, a lot of it does have to do with diet, and then the other part of it is stress as well as a lack of sleep. Our gut microbiome is tied to the same circadian rhythm that we're on individually. And so if your sleep is really, really off, then it's going to inevitably affect the microbes in your gut as well. Nutrition is a big, big part of it. So if your diet is made up of dairy, tons of processed foods, processed sugar, processed meats, lots of meat in general, then guess what? The microbes in your gut are not getting the sustenance that they need. The microbes in your gut only thrive on plants. And I'm going to have another video where I'm going to talk about what happens in the gut microbiome when you're having tons and tons of meat and dairy, how that food is broken down or not broken down rather, and how that affects your long-term health. So for today, I want you to really assess yourself and go, okay, am I experiencing some of the symptoms that I talked about? So having like skin issues digesting food sensitivities or food allergies, gas, bloating, any like brain fog, if you're feeling really fatigued, those are things to pay attention to. Even your mood. So 70% of the serotonin in your body is housed in your gut. And so if your mood is off, then there could possibly be a connection to your gut. There is a connection between our gut and our brain. And so when our gut's not functioning well, our brain's not functioning well either. So in this video, I really wanted to share some of the signs that your gut might be in trouble. And in subsequent videos, I'm going to break this down more, and I'm going to talk about some of the things that you want to be looking at and what you want to be shifting in order to get your gut into a healthier place. And it is really, really paramount that if you want to have a strong and robust immune system, you need to have a healthy and happy gut. But before we end for this week, what I am going to suggest is that you look at how many different types of plant foods you're having. So that includes veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, whole grains, lentils, beans. Just take stock and notice how much of those types of food you're having. And if you're not having a lot of those types of foods, then make it your mission to start having more. On average, you want to have 30 different types of plant foods in your diet every single week. And that 30 is on the lower end. Obviously, the more diversity you have, the more diverse your gut microbiome, the better your immune system's going to function and the better you're going to feel overall. So if you are looking to get started on changing your gut health and you're really wanting to create a happy, healthy gut so that you can have a happy, healthy body, definitely reach out to me, because I'm starting my next round of the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, which really does focus in on gut health, as well as helping to bring more nutrient-dense foods into your body. So until next week, take care of yourself, be well, and I will see you on next week's video.